Hey guys, very good morning. Today is the 10th of August 2024. The current time is 9:11 a.m. IST. So let me just quickly start with what's happening in ES and what are the current inventory levels and how the auction is developing, right? So before I cover about what happened this week, let me just quickly share the context in terms of what has been happening in ES particularly. Okay. So, first of all, we were developing higher, and this was before the Fed announcement. And after that, we had a sort of a gap down opening. So, we still have a supply gap wherein the sellers are still active. And what happened is we created one balance from 56.76 to 55.44, right? So, this was the balance where inventory did got accumulated. The inventory did develop higher, but the very next day is where again we had a break of this particular balance from 54.52 to 56.72, right? And what happened is it was just chopping, and the inventory was again getting accumulated from 55.55 to 54.33, right? So this was the range where again we saw responsive buying here. We saw again responsive buying here on the Tuesday, the 30th of July, followed by, I think this was the Fed announcement. And then again, similar sort of behavior is happening right now, wherein again we have broken below the balance. And this time, so this is that balance. And this time, we looked below and feel a particular level that is around 5200, right? So 5200 is again a round number wherein this is the zone where inventory did got accumulated, and this is the zone of look below and fill, right? So this is where a lot of inventory got acquired. And now what is happening is the inventory is getting distributed higher. So on Tuesday and Wednesday is where we saw responsive buying. So there was lack of continuation lower. It was unable to break the spike base. So basically, we have a spike. This is an excess which can be cleared at the end of the day, right? So unable for the auction to move lower, that was a sign that the market will rotate higher towards this particular balance high, which is around the 54.19. And above that is where we have also got a supply gap, right? So overall we are just chopping in a range. We have found an area where inventory did got accumulated, and this is the zone where inventory is currently getting distributed. Inventory got grabbed below 5200, and they are now the smart money, or the smart people, they are selling around the 5360 regions, right? So this is where currently the inventory is getting accumulated. So other way to understand is, we can understand the inventory is plotting the volume profile. So right now, you can clearly see. So let me clear the drawings, so that way it is more clear. But I use volume profile particularly to understand how the auction is getting developed and where the inventory is getting accumulated, right? So I'll draw three volume profiles. So this is the volume profile of the current auction, or basically the current sideways development. The second volume profile which I'd like to draw is, for this particular auction from Wednesday to Thursday, and then one more volume profile to understand how the overall inventory is getting created, right? So overall, this is where maximum transaction has happened. So coming next week, what I am looking for is, for me, the 5324 level and the 5378 level. That is very important. So do I see gap up opening in the overnight auction starting Sunday? And for me, the Friday's high is also relevant, because that's where again stops are getting created. Value is developing higher, inventory is getting long. So I am looking for a continuation to the upside and see if we fill this particular gap from 54.44 to 54.18, right? So this is the supply gap which I'm looking for. And above this level is where I'm looking for sellers, because this is the zone where they have acquired or grabbed a lot of inventory. So for me, 54.52 to 54.59, right? So the 55.20 to 54.60, this is the zone where I'm looking for, supply to step in again. So the first auction one which I'm looking for is, how is the tempo? Do we get a look below and fail above the Friday's high, and do I see continuation, right? So this is the first auction development path. Second is, we open, we see some sort of sellers coming in, or we are just chopping in this range, and we are just chopping, and then maybe we might see a breakout or a liquidation, right? So these are the three auction paths which I'm looking for in the next week's auction. And overall, we are having a lot of supply, so there is inventory overhead from 54.60 to 55.20, right? Just to use the round numbers, but this is where I'm looking for sellers. And also, this particular day is also important. This was a event day, and this is where we have got sort of single prints wherein there will be sellers showing their hands. So we have got three single prints. So anything up to 55.20 is where I am looking for supply to step in, right? And so this was a very granular approach in terms of how I look at inventory. You can also do the same by using, so this is a 30-minute chart using the high low candle, and clearly the price is trying to come back into the value, right? So this is a bigger volume profile, but where I'm seeing the transactions are happening is, so for me 53.83 is an important reference, and that is again the Friday's high. So do I get a continuation? Because about there is where I am seeing sellers to step in, right? Also, above 54.50 is where I am seeing a lot of buyers trapped. So this is where there are trapped buyers. And one way which I try to find is I use the custom indicator which I've created. So right now, using this indicator, I can clearly spot that this is the zone where the sellers are trapped. Buyers have established positions in this range from 52.70 to 5300, and obviously above the 54.50 levels, as you can see, a lot of buyers are trapped. So the buyers are the ones, so these trap buyers are the sellers who will be stepping in and who will try to take the auction lower. Okay. More data points from the order flow or the volume footprint, but here we can also again clearly see the uh, same status, or the same data is where there are sellers. There is a supply print above the 54.80 zone, and below the 5300 zone is where the inventory has got acquired, right? So yeah, so this is the overall plan. I am looking for sellers above 54.80, and supply to shut off below 53.20, using the volume footprint chart, from the trading view itself. Okay. So I hope this provided you some clarity, and if you do have any questions, yeah, feel free to comment. Do let me know, and also, yeah, you can join me, connect with me on Telegram. Yeah. With that, thank you, and see you in the next video. Yeah. Thank you.